So in this work package, we introduced the idea of creative regimes. And we're looking here at the long tradition of having taxonomies of innovation in innovation studies. And there's been a lot of work over the years looking at innovation in what we call the socio-technical regimes, which have done a lot of good work in helping us to understand the sources of innovation, how to capture the value, the appropriability regime, understanding technological trajectories and what drives technology on. But it doesn't help us really understand about what we call the symbolic economy, the symbolic value that you find in creative products and services in the creative industries. So when we buy creative products and services, there's a lot invested in brands, in signs and signification. When we buy a particular designer label, it's saying something about us as individuals and what we like to consume and what we affiliate with and the networks and demographics that we represent. And what we find is the existing frameworks, the existing taxonomies don't really look at that symbolic regime. We've tried to do in terms of this project by looking at two sectors. One, a digital technical sector, which is animation and visual effects. And secondly, mature sectors in terms of furniture design and fashion design. So what we've done is to look at individual innovations within those sectors. We've built up lists from extensive desk research and online sources. And then we've gone to experts, people that have worked in the industry, people that are still working in the industry, and academic experts, professors and so on, who can validate and verify that these are indeed the most important innovations in these sectors. And what you find in these sectors is that it's very much about the symbolic value of introducing new genres, of new characters in cartoons, for example, or new cuts, new styles, new designs in fashion. So from this, what we've done is to look at how these operate, how the symbolic regime works in terms of these sectors. So in fashion, for example, it's regulated and innovation is regulated and stimulated by practices like having a fashion week every year, the annual cycle of seasons, the role of designers and the media. And all these institutions and all these routines play the role of both stimulating innovation as well as regulating it and propelling it on into the new styles, the new designs that you see in this area. So in terms of the implications of this, so what's important is to understand that we're not throwing away the socio-technical regime, but this interacts with what's happening in terms of the symbolic. And they proceed according to different logics. So the point is really to try and understand the interactions between them and understanding, I think, also the diversity that you have within these sectors. So if you're producing a cartoon that is going to be produced on YouTube in a kind of art house type of style, that's very different from looking at the other part of the sector, which is looking at big visual effects in big Hollywood blockbuster movies. Nevertheless, there is those institutions, those same regulatory frameworks, those same stimuli for innovation in the symbolic, which we think has been neglected so far and which we need to understand more.